My jealous brother-in-law raged at me because I embarrassed him by gifting my wife expensive jewelry. So I gifted my wife a matching bracelet to piss him even more. I lost my job in March. Software company laid off 40% of the staff, and I was one of them. My wife picked up extra shifts at the hospital without a single complaint. 6 months of her working 50-hour weeks while I sent out 200 applications and got maybe 15 interviews. She never once made me feel bad about it. Never complained when we canceled our anniversary dinner or when we had to skip her best friend's destination wedding in Hawaii. She just buckled down and carried us through the worst months of our lives. When I finally landed something in September, I spent the next 3 months saving every extra dollar. I wanted to do something special for her, something that said I saw everything she did for us this year. I found this necklace at a local jeweler. $400, single solitaire diamond on a white gold chain. Nothing flashy, just elegant. Something she could wear to work or out to dinner. The jeweler even threw in a nice box and gift wrapping. I picked it up on a Tuesday and hid it in my closet for 3 days before giving it to her. I gave it to her the week before Thanksgiving. She cried when she opened it, said it was the most beautiful thing anyone had ever given her. She wore it every single day after that. Fast forward to Thanksgiving dinner at her parents' house. My wife wore the necklace. Her sister-in-law noticed it first while we were setting the table and asked where she got it. My wife told the whole story, how I surprised her, how we'd had such a rough year, how it felt like things were finally turning around. My sister-in-law said it was incredibly sweet. Her parents agreed. Even my brother-in-law seemed fine with it during dinner. He nodded along, said congratulations on the new job. The whole conversation lasted maybe 5 minutes. Then we moved on to talking about football and her mom's new pie recipe. I thought everything was good. We had a great dinner, helped clean up, said our goodbyes. 2 days later, I'm at work and get a text from my brother-in-law at 11 p.m. He said I was selfish for letting my wife wear such flashy jewelry to a family dinner, that I was showing off and making it all about me, that now he's under pressure from his wife to get her something extravagant for Christmas, and it's my fault for setting unrealistic expectations. I read it 3 times because I couldn't believe what I was seeing. The necklace wasn't even that expensive compared to what I'd seen other people wear, and my sister-in-law never said anything about wanting one herself. She just thought it was a nice gift. I didn't respond right away because I honestly didn't know what to say, but I knew I had to tell my wife about it. We don't keep secrets from each other. When I showed her the texts that night, she went from confused to furious in about 3 seconds. She grabbed her phone and called her brother immediately. I stayed on the line, but kept quiet. This was between them. They argued for 20 minutes. My brother-in-law kept saying we were being inconsiderate, that not everyone in the family has money to throw around, that we should be more aware of how our spending affects other people, that he felt humiliated watching his wife admire something he couldn't afford. Then he said something that made both of us go silent. He told my wife she was going down a slippery slope of becoming a superficial person, that we were forcing our financial success on everyone else and rubbing it in their faces, that the old version of her would never wear something so expensive just to show off. My wife, who worked herself to exhaustion for 6 months to keep us afloat while I was unemployed, just sat there with tears streaming down her face. Then she said something I'll never forget. She told him if he couldn't be happy that she got one thoughtful gift from her husband after the worst year of her life, then she had nothing more to say to him, and she hung up. 3 hours later, my sister-in-law texted. She'd heard the whole conversation from the other room and was mortified. She said she never asked her husband to say any of that she was genuinely happy for us, and that she'd try to talk some sense into him. She apologized 5 times in one message, but the damage was done. My wife barely slept that night. I caught her crying in the bathroom at 2 a.m. We decided right then that we weren't spending Christmas with my brother-in-law and his wife. We'd do a separate dinner with her parents on Christmas Eve. Her parents understood and didn't push us to make up with him. They just said they supported whatever we needed.
Click the link on the homepage to watch the full follow-up for free.